Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, May 2nd. My name is Alan, and I want to welcome you to my Spiritual Growth Through Recovery podcast. Purpose of these videos is to grow my spirituality by following the AA program of recovery. And I do that by being honest, vulnerable, and accountable, which is why I make the videos. I'm no expert in AA or spirituality or recovery. I'm just trying to live life on life terms and do it sober. The recipe we follow here is we read the daily reading out of the AA Daily Reflections book. There's a link in the description if you'd like to follow along. And with that, I guess we'll dig in here. So the topic for today is going to be lighting the dark past, and I'm going to talk about my core value number one, which is perseverance. All right. So we'll get started with the reading. May 2nd. Lighting the dark past. Cling to the thought that in God's hands, the dark past is the greatest possession you have, the key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 124. No longer is my past an autobiography. It is a reference book to be taken down, opened, and shared. Today is a report for duty. The most wonderful picture comes through. For though this day may be dark, and some days must be, the stars will shine even brighter later. My witness that they do shine will be called for in the very near future. All my past will this day be part of me, because it is the key, not the lock. All right. So some takeaways that I had from this was how the dark past, our dark past, can be the greatest possession, for others. And why is that, right? We can share our experience with others, right? So it's a key. So one of the beauties about AA is that when we're in these meetings and we're just talking, as we share our experience, strength, and hope, we relate to each other. By hearing somebody else discuss something that we've gone through or going through, that makes us more relatable to them, and then want to connect with them, and then share this journey together. So, so just like others' pain and dark moments can be bright spots for us, ours can be there for others. So by sharing our stuff, our dark moments can be the light for other people, and even light for ourselves, right? So, and I think one of the key words here is being in God's hands. We can't do this alone, and if by using God's guidance, a higher power to kind of share these things, that facilitates that brightness for others, right? No longer is our past an autobiography, right? So it is a reference book to be taken down, opened, and shared. So we need to share these things with others, and so they can relate to us, and then maybe find a deeper willingness to work the program. At least that's what happens for me, right? Though this may be dark, some days it must be, right? And I think it needs to be dark because that helps us find the willingness to take the actions that we need to take. They talk about the stars will shine even brighter later, and I think there's hope. That's part of the hope that the stars will shine later, and they do. And I think, and I'm starting to believe that as I work through this, that it does shine brighter later. All right. The past is the key, not the lock. It's easy to believe or to feel like the past is just, our shame, our guilt from our past can kind of almost cage us in. But really, by sharing that information with others, it really is the key to this freedom and to kind of get past that stuff. So anyway, that's kind of what I kind of took from that reading this morning. So I hope you got something from that. So I want to talk about, I guess, going into the core values. So just real quick, before I discuss my core value number one, which is perseverance, I want to talk about, once again, recap, what is a core value? So a core value is a principle of belief that we hold most dear, and it's a value that everything else revolves around. So it really is an essential part of who we want to be or who we are. Right now, it's who I want to be more than who I really am at this point, but that's what I'm gunning for. So, all right. So my first core value is perseverance. All right. So, what is perseverance? It's continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failures, or opposition. It's really not giving up. Resistance will always come as we're trying to move through our lives. almost feels like that's kind of the purpose of what God created. It's not supposed to be easy, right? So, I also believe that as we grew up, we were conditioned to be a certain way, and we don't know everything. We don't know how to work through everything. So there's going to be resistance as we're trying to learn skills we didn't learn as we're growing up. So, and then as I went along here, I kind of created a phrase for kind of a statement for each core value. So my phrase for this one is, I will not allow fear or doubt divert me from my path. That's kind of like a mission statement for myself. So this one, I want to be able to push through no matter what difficulty comes before me. All right. So why is perseverance important? We need perseverance to reach our goals. All right. Perseverance carries us through failures. Failure is part of life, and perseverance helps us accept failure and keep moving forward. Right. We don't stop at the failure. We say, okay, we're gonna learn, we're gonna grow, we're gonna push through these things. It helps with mental health. The better we feel better about ourselves and less prone to anxiety and depression, because we've proven to ourselves we can get through anything. So that's why it's important. So why did I choose perseverance? I have a history of giving up or not even try if I feel like I'm going to fail or there's nothing in it for me. I'm historically a quitter. I have great intentions, but at some point there's some fear kicks in, and where I'm not, nope, I'm not doing it, or I can't do it, or there's some obstacles. So perseverance is important for me, because if I ever want to achieve what I hope to, this is really important for me. That's why it's number one. Without this, the other values won't materialize. So my giving up starts with my shame cycle. It leads to unhealthy addictive behaviors to deal with my perceived inadequacy. So I go through this cycle where I give up, and then I feel really down on myself, and then to cope with that shame, then I use, and if I can, at least the more I can overcome and push through things, the less shame, the less using, the less temptation, and that kind of thing. So to me, this kind of starts that cycle, or prevents that cycle from beginning. All right, and I have goals that I want to accomplish in life. I want to reach higher goals. I want to be more of service to people. I want to be more confident. I want to be help others more, and by doing this, this is what I hope to accomplish. So, I guess the last thing is, how am I doing with this perseverance? I tend to I'll usually see the failures in my life, and right now, I'm staying sober, and that's definitely, I'm persevering through that part of it. But I tend to make a lot of plans and then bail on them, and I don't like that about myself. I tend to because when I'm uncomfortable. And fearful, I'll cancel. And so that's something that I really want to improve on. So I'm proud that I'm persevering through the sobriety part of it, but I want to be able to follow through on things, and that blends into my value number 3, which is integrity. Follow through on the things that I promise. I want to persevere through that, overcome that fear of whatever that is that I'm avoiding. So anyway, I hope that made some sense. A little tired this morning, and felt a little mumbly, but we'll work through it, whatever that looks like. So anyway, I just want to encourage you to, to embrace the dark side of your past, and be willing to share that with others, so that they can and be willing to see that there's hope, and then they can overcome what they're working through. So anyway, next one will be on humility. That'll be tomorrow. So, and we hope you have a wonderful day. And until then, peace out.